Alright, good day, hi, and welcome. Keep carrying on. This series of videos, I don't know how many there's going to be, so I'll just have like the title, and then at the end of the title, I'll just have like the sequence of what the video's in, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that kind of thing. So anyway, the thing I was finishing up on in the last video was the idea, like, again, if I was to give like 20-year-old me advice on relationships and stuff like that, and going about it, I would, probably tell myself some pretty, like core foundation stuff of what to watch out for. And the thing is that you'll hear the MGTOW guys go on about female nature, and that's fine. Like, okay, the hypergamy thing, but I think hypergamy is kind of sort of misunderstood. In the modern age, it's taken as a woman will always trade up, monkey branch. And I've heard every, the juice not worth the squeeze. I've heard every MGTOW argument ever. Like, it's a I don't even care how I say it. I say MGTOW, fight me. That's not how you say it. It's MGTOW. Whatever. But anyway, I would say, no, you need to understand male nature before you worry about female nature. I mean, you need to understand that too, because you could do a lot of process of elimination just by that, or practice self-control. Where men have a blind spot, okay, they see a woman in distress, they automatically instincts want you to go save the tribe, right? It's like, oh, that woman needs help, I'm just going to save her because it's what I have to do. You won't even question it, you'll just kind of do it. Even the guys that are misogynists will probably, if they're walking along and say, I hate women, and there's a woman and she kind of stumbles, you'll just automatically reach out and grab her, save her from falling. You'll do it instinctively. It's it's your actual instinct to do that. So that overrides your overrides your brain sometimes. It's a little bit reptilian brain kicks in, but you get the idea. So we inherently as men want to protect women and children. We inherently as men want to find the most suitable mate possible. So men are a little bit hypergamous as well. Like you look at women and, you're already thinking of the trade up. It's just the way men rationalize it now is we rationalize attractiveness as the trait that makes a good partner, which is probably a bad base point to go on. Where it should be, what's her health like? What's her, what is her, personality type, that kind of stuff. That's what we should be looking at first. And I'm not saying that, looks don't matter, blah, blah, blah. They obviously do, because that's the initial thing that attracts you to that person, right? And this is where lies the rub for men, is that what they don't realize is how easy it is for even a mildly unattractive woman to seduce you. And I'm not saying they're doing it nefariously. You're doing it to yourself. You got guys, especially in this day and age with the loneliness epidemic, a woman can get 1,000 likes on her Instagram or whatever in a day and not bat an eye, right? And she can be average looking, right? And she can get all this attention, right? When she's young and attractive. A guy will remember a woman that was nice to him 25 years ago, just because it's not that it's so rare that it happens. It's just it's off common. You know what I mean? Like, people are nice to me all the time. Men, women, they're nice to me all the time. You know what I mean? I usually remember the people that were jerks to me because people are nice to me all the time. But I have that type of personality that I'm get along with everybody. I try to make it work because I'm self-employed, etc., etc. I have to be a bit diplomatic, whatever. I don't rock the boat, whatever. But anyway, so when a woman shows a man even a hint of interest, it's one of those things where a lot of men will take politeness as interest. And I've always told this to my female friends, and I tell this to my male friends: always make eye contact with people when you talk to them, or you become a weirdo, like my teacher, Mr. Mazeros, used to say. And I pound this one into people as much as I can. But I tell women different advice. For men, always make contact. Male, female, doesn't matter. Any of your interactions, always make eye contact. You don't have to do the Charles Manson 1,000-yard stare and weird stuff like that, but make eye contact. If you want to get the woman, make eye contact with her. But with women, what I'd say is make very limited eye contact, because men perceive eye contact as interest. It's subconscious. They don't even realize it. Oh, that chick's into me. You know, it's like it already manifests in their brain. Once you understand this, then you can make eye contact with women left, right, and center, and never have to worry about misreading the signal, so to speak, because it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to base my she's into me off of that. And you will do that. The second one is when women touch you. Like if a woman pats you on the shoulder, you take that as affection. You don't realize it, but you take it as affection. Especially if you're kind of a bit of an isolationist, which most people are nowadays. When women, give you a hug or whatever, like it triggers something in the male brain that says mate. This is your potential mate, which has a lot of upsides, a lot of downsides, but not understanding that, like, you wonder where the stalkers come from. This is where the stalkers come from, is they misread their brain is, their reptilian brain part is probably misreading the signals a woman is given. So they think some woman that just kind of glanced at them once is in love with them. You know what I mean? And they don't realize that, well, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? So knowing these things, knowing, like man instincts, whatever, you can also understand where the vulnerabilities can be in this, where it's like, okay, here's a woman, she tears up a bit when she wants to get what she wants, and you give in, right? Okay, and you don't realize you're being manipulated, okay? Now, I'm not saying all women do this, but there are women that do this, right? So you have to be able to discern between your instincts and the actual situation you're in. And you get that from socialization. See where I'm going with? So you see how, like, playing video games 18 hours a day isn't going to get you anywhere? You know what I mean? Like, you really have to go out and be around people and just kind of learn to read people. Again, if you work a retail job, you'll get good at it. And if you intentionally try to do, like, read people and whatever, you'd be surprised how easy you can make that job. This is why you got really good salesmen and, not so good salesmen, right? Is how to read people, and the art of the upsell, right? And really, when you're, other advice I'd give young lads is like, well, who you're trying to sell yourself to, like if you're trying to get the best quality mate as possible, you have to sell yourself as you're worthy of that, right? So you there's a bit of a mirror reflection going on here. You kind of attract what you are, two birds of a feather, so to speak, right? And again, you start with yourself before you worry about the women. Like, yes, we'll get to, what you have to look at, but the pie chart. The data we have now, okay, of why relationships fail is probably it's something that no other generations had. You know what I mean? There was no studies on why things worked, why things didn't work. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that car was a real piece of shit. Even more than mine. Here I am judging somebody else's vehicle. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine that kind of a world? Yeah. What kind of human being would I be? What kind of human? Yeah. But you can hear that sucker. It was backfiring, misfiring. If it rolls, it rolls. Shitbox Supreme. There you go. I'm all for it. Hope you didn't pay too much for it. But anyway, yeah. So, like, we look at the pie chart, and it gives you, like, a whole bunch of reasons why people split up. And I guess I'll splice the video here, so to speak.